So basically, I'm just going to ask you a bunch of questions to just answer honestly and truthfully. We're just going to have a little chat.
Truthfully.
Okay, so my first question to you guys is, what does love mean to you?
Harmony.
Harmony.
You can
agree or compromise.
Yeah.
Mainly you've got to want to.
Yeah. Getting on together all right. Not having to do things like people chuck fry pans across the room and things like that.
You've done
you
that.
Get annoyed.
You've done that.
I have once. But no, not like people hurting each other. That's not love.
Not when it continues.
No.
It's not words.
No.
Love is not words.
No.
The words,
It's doing little things for each other.
the words "I love you" are meaningless.
Yeah.
They're just words.
It's how you show it.
It's actions.
If Grandad goes out and probably buys me a bunch of flowers, which he never does, that is quite nice.
Yeah.
He always asks me if I go shopping, do you want a bunch of flowers?
It's an
It's not the
act
same.
of love.
But that's it, yeah. And now and again, sometimes he probably brings me a bar of chocolate, probably once every 6 months. And that is what you class as, yeah.
Okay, when did you guys first meet?
When did we first meet?
It was the October.
We were going out with somebody in
Yes.
Derby.
Irene.
And we didn't meet again until just before Christmas, did we?
But what year that was?
It would be 1970s.
I think it was 1970.
And how old were you both when you met?
I was about 20.
I would have been 22.
How did you begin dating?
I took her home from the pub.
Yeah. Give me a lift.
That was it. That was it.
Went out for a few weeks and then he said, I would like a bit more than just seeing each other now and again.
Yeah, we just used to see
That's
each other
it.
maybe once a week in the pub downtown. And casual, because we originally both come out of relationships and we both just agreed to be casual. But after about 6 weeks, I said I wanted a bit more than just casual, and
That was it.
And Grandma agreed.
So what was life like before you met each other? You said you both come out of a relationship. Where were you at in life? Where was
that in life?
British shoe.
Yeah, British shoe. Just going out and enjoying myself, I think, in the end. Never went out much, see, when I was engaged before. So we were just saving money, and he came one day and said somebody'd nicked his football boots. So who do you think got the money?
Not me.
His money. Well,
You bought
yeah,
him
I
some?
gave him some new football boots. Thought you mad? You must have been mad. And then we went to a Christmas do, and he weren't paying much attention, and I noticed he was paying quite a bit of attention to this other girl. And then in that next week he came and said, our engagement's over.
He said.
That was it.
How long were you single?
Probably about 6 months.
And
Yeah.
what were you doing at the shoe place?
British shoe, I was a sensomatic operator.
Sensomatic operator? What on earth is that?
It's like an adding machine, but it's got lots of...
It wasn't
Oh.
sensomatic. I did wage slips. You know, you used to have printed wage slips. I used to print all that. You put it all in, and it used to come out in a big thing, and we used to rip them up.
You enjoyed it?
Yeah, it was alright. Good money.
It was a job.
Yeah.
And what about you, Grandad? Did you come out of a relationship? Where were you
One of many.
at in life?
Well, at that time, the life was going downtown, having a few drinks with your mates, with a circle of pubs that we used to go down. And most nights of the week, you could go down and bump into some of them. You know, the group, the certain pubs we used to go round. and that was it, except that I met a girl from Nottingham, and my mate John was fancied one of her friends, and we used to go over to Nottingham once or twice or 3 times a week. I was working for Radio Rentals at the time, and I had a Radio Rentals van, so all the petrol that were paid for. Used to, in the early days, rent out radios and televisions.
You used to buy from them, didn't you?
You can, but could buy them.
Yeah.
It changed. It's changed early on. People couldn't afford to buy a telly, so they'd rent one, and they'd have a mate. It didn't matter, come around and collect the rent every week, and while you kept paying, and when you didn't, they used to send us round and fetch it back.
So were you still seeing this Nottingham lass when you and Grandma first met?
Yeah. Yeah, in the October I was still going out with her, which was one of the reasons I didn't get involved at the time. Whether we'd seen you on previous times or...
I think you had a couple of times, hadn't you?
Yeah, because it
John
like a
wanted
group,
to go out with me,
crowd.
didn't he? John wanted me, didn't he?
Quite possibly.
Not you.
What initially drew you towards each other?
Lifts home.
A female on my arm. Just whatever was there was there. I just didn't think about it as such until 6 weeks when I decided I wanted more than just casual.
How do you best like to spend time with each other?
Now,
Well, yeah, then now.
I suppose doing our
Doing
own
things
thing,
together.
We
weren't
got
it?
doing things together.
We used to
need
go caravanning with the kids, and
Yeah.
we used to go on caravan do's, and they used to have things for the kids at the weekend. Like one weekend, my mum and dad used to go as well. They had a caravan. One weekend, they said, "Oh, we're doing a tennis thing, didn't we? Didn't they?"
Your mum and dad used to do caravanning?
Yeah, mum and dad used to do
I
caravan.
didn't know that.
Yeah, and so we dressed the kids up in tennis things. We got lace. I don't know where we got lace from. Put it round Nicola, and Aidan had a bat and a cap, and yeah, it's good fun. And we used to go dance. We used to Saturday nights. They used to have dances on, and we used to take the kids dancing.
Just
Picnic
social.
Lane used to go as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
That was
Social.
yeah.
Just we was doing things together was what we
Yeah.
a lot. Not do everything together, but
lot
having
of it.
some things in common is important.
What is the greatest lesson you've learnt since being together?
Compromising.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't copy me.
A relationship doesn't just work.
No, go
Because
make it work.
the individuals have come together, been brought up to in life in different ways up until the point they get together. So there's going to be differences.
Your granddad had a lot of differences.
Go on, one comes to mind. You giggle.
I can't say it on that.
I was brought up in an environment.
His mum was.
Well, I was brought up in an environment where my parents were churchgoers.
Not as hygienic as
well,
what
it was
I
instilled
would
into
say.
me that you don't have sex till you're married.
And he did.
No, not initially. I didn't.
Not with me, you didn't. You did with all the others.
Well, it was.
I mean, that's something interesting to talk about in and of itself, isn't it? So that was kind of normal for your generation, right? You'd wait until marriage.
Well, I did.
It was something that was an ideal, but it was not often practiced. Usually in those days, in my view, it was men that had the upper hand, and therefore.
And you couldn't call crap. You couldn't shout rape or anything like that.
No, there was no. The attitudes towards sex were
changed.
totally different in those days.
There's not. If a man went on you and you didn't want to, you couldn't go and take
In those days, if a female said
Not easy.
yes, no, then the no was ignored.
Yeah.
Whereas today, you can go yes, no, and at that point, if the man carries on, it's rape. It's completely changed in that relationship. In my thoughts are that in those days, every bloke wanted every female that he came across to have sex with her, but he wanted the one he married not to have had sex with anybody.
So for the ladies who you did have those relations with without being married to them, did they experience a level of shame that you're aware of, or?
Shame?
Nah, they enjoyed it.
Well, I mean, I suppose because you said generally people wait.
Well, yeah, but that was just an ideal. It wasn't practiced. And how can it be? Moving on.
Yeah. How do you overcome the hard times?
Work through them together.
Work together. We had financial hard times, and we did what I call a proper assessment of things. Where, I mean, mainly it was money.
little granddad with you. With you. Come on.
Hey!
A bit more enthusiastic than granddad.
What you wanted.
That's perfect. Thank you. You happy?
You know, looking at the camera.
Yeah. Yeah. That is all I wanted.
You got to zoom in on your playing as well.
Thank